And good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or overnight, or whenever you happen to be watching this broadcast. My name is Kurt Berglund, and we are in Olympic Stadium in Montreal for Game 6 of the 1982 World Series replay. Again, we are replaying the replay from the Retro Sports Network. Our good friend Ron Juckett replayed the 1982 season and ended up with two teams in the World Series, Montreal Expos and Baltimore Orioles. And in Ron's replay, the Expos won the series in 6 games. And indeed, in my replay of that series using Pine Tar Baseball, which is TTLBaseballGame.com, TTLBaseballGame.com, is the Expos are poised to do the very same thing. They are leading in this series over the Orioles 3-2. They have returned home to Montreal and are looking to win this one in 6. The opposing pitchers today are Charlie Lea and Jim Palmer. Lee is rated an A pitcher at home, and Palmer is rated a B pitcher on the road. Let's look at the lineups. This is, of course, all hands on deck for Baltimore because there is no tomorrow. For the visiting Baltimore Orioles, leading off and playing center field, Al Bumbry. Batting second and playing second base, Rich Dower. Batting third, the DH, Kenny Singleton. Batting fourth at first base, Eddie Murray. Batting fifth in left field, John Lowenstein. Batting sixth at shortstop, Cal Ripken Jr. Batting seventh in right field today, Gary Renicky. Batting eighth, the catcher, Joe Nolan. And batting ninth, the third baseman, Glenn Gulliver. The pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles today is Jim Palmer, a B on the road, as you can see on his card. Yes, that's right, a B on the road. All right. For the homestanding Montreal Expos, we have Tim Raines in left field, Al Oliver at first base, Andre Dawson, the center fielder. Batting fourth, Gary Carter, the catcher. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Jerry White. Batting sixth, back in the lineup, Warren Cromartie in right field. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Tim Wallach. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Chris Spire. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Doug Flynn. Pitching for the Montreal Expos today, Charlie Lea, an A pitcher at home, as you can see on his card. Should the Orioles win today and we go to a Game 7, not quite sure who's going to get the nod on the mound. Going to kind of depend upon who is used today by manager Earl Weaver. However, certainly possible candidates include Scott McGregor and Dennis Martinez. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Bumbry is going to lead off. He's stepping into the batter's box right now, and he's going to face Charlie Lea. The pitch to Al Bumbry is a nice start for the Orioles as he hits one to right, and it's deep. It's way back. Cromartie, it bangs off the wall. Bumbry goes to second, and it's a leadoff double for the Baltimore Orioles. Charlie Lea threw a no-hitter for 7 innings in his last start, and we're a long way from there. All right, so Rich Dower. Earl Weaver disdains the bunt. Dower swings away. Lee pitches, and it's a bunt for a hit. Dower lays one down, a drag bunt, and Dower is safe at first. Oh, I'm wrong. So sorry. Dower hits one on the ground to Flynn. Flynn gets up with it and throws to first, but Bunbury moves to third. A man on third with one out. One out for Kenny Singleton. Orioles with a great chance to take the lead. The pitch from Lee to Singleton is a strikeout. He strikes out, and that's 2 outs. Eddie Murray with 2 outs. Runner on third. Chance for the Orioles to take a very early and very important lead in this one. And we have a range check. We have our first range check of the ball game. And it is the catcher, Gary Carter, who makes the play to first. A number out in front of the plate. Carter grabs it and throws out Murray. And Lee gives up a leadoff double, but no further damage. And we go to the bottom of the first, and we're still scoreless. Charlie Lea is a tough customer. All right, the pitch to Tim Raines against Palmer is a fly ball to left. That's Lowenstein, who makes the play for 1 out. Al Oliver bats second for the Expos today. He steps in against Jim, and he lines a base hit up the middle. Al Oliver is on. He's a hitting machine. Andre Dawson coming up with 1 out. There's 1 on. Palmer on the unfamiliar territory of the mound at Olympic Stadium. And Palmer, it's a hit to left. Hit to left. Lowenstein coming in. Can he make the play? He does. It's 2 outs. Oliver returns to first. And with 2 outs, it's catcher Gary Carter. And Carter hits one to center. Bunbury's going to track this one down, and we're scoreless after 1 inning. Here in the second inning for Baltimore, it'll be John Lowenstein, Cal Ripken, and Ron Renicky to face Charlie Lea. We're scoreless in Game 6. The pitch to Lowenstein is a fly ball to center, and Andre Dawson is there in plenty of time to make the first catch of the inning for out number 1. Cal Ripken Jr. with 1 out. In the second, draws a walk. Ripken's aboard with a walk. Gary Renicky, perhaps a surprise starter in right field today with 1 out. Ripken on first. The pitch to Gary is a fly ball to left. That's Raines. Raines will make the play, and that's 2 outs. Ripken returns to first. 2 outs, man on first for catcher Joe Nolan. And the pitch to Nolan is a ground ball to second. That's Doug Flynn. Doug Flynn flips to Oliver, and we're scoreless through 1.5. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Jerry White, Warren Cromartie, and third baseman Tim Wallach to face Jim Palmer. Of course, an all-time great one. Ball 1 to White. The pitch from Palmer is a fly ball to right. That's Renicky, and Renicky makes the play. 1 down in the second. Warren Cromartie. And Crow hits a fly ball to right, and that's going to be Renicky. 2 down in the second. No score here in the second. Tim Wallach with 2 outs and nobody on, facing Palmer. And this one's hit to left. It's Lowenstein, and that's 3 outs in the second. We're scoreless through 2 innings here in Game 6. The Expos win. It's all over. The Orioles win. We go to Game 7. Glenn Gulliver Gulliver smacks a base hit up the middle. Gulliver's on. Bunbury at the plate. Nobody out. Charlie Lea facing down Al Bunbury. The pitch is a strikeout. Bunbury comes up with air. And there's one down in the third, in the Baltimore third. The pitch to Dower is smacked in the left center field gap. This one splits Raines and Dawson. Gulliver gets to third base, and he is safe at third. Dower stops at second. The Orioles have men at second and third with one out in the third inning. Lee in a jam again. The Expos infield plays back. The pitch to Singleton, the DH today, is a base hit. That's going to score Gulliver. The Orioles have the lead 1-0. Dower stops at third. The Orioles have men on first and third. That's Singleton on first, Dower on third, and there's one man out. Eddie Murray, the star of the team in 1982. The infield is at double play depth. The pitch to Murray is lifted in the air to left. That's Raines. Dower is tagging. Dower is tagging at third base. Raines is ready. There's going to be a throw. Dower slips and returns to third. The throw to the plate is a good one to Carter. They would have had him, but Dower does not attempt to score on the fly out to left. And we still have runners at first and third, and it's still 1-0 Baltimore. Lowenstein, first and third, 2 outs. Orioles need a clutch hit. And they get a ground ball to short. Spire to his right. He's in the hole. The throw, is it in time? Yes, they get him. And it's 1-0 Baltimore. No further damage. And the Orioles settle for a run. We're in the bottom of the third now. Baltimore leading Montreal 1-0. Spire, the 8th place hitter, who made the run-saving play last inning, strikes out against Palmer. That's Palmer's first strikeout on the day. Doug Flynn, 9th place hitter for Montreal. We have a range check. It's a ground ball to third. That's Gulliver. Gulliver throws and gets Flynn. 2 down in the third. Tim Raines. 2 outs. Nobody on. Orioles leading 1-0. The pitch to Raines is a base hit to right field. Dower dives and knocks it down. That's going to be an infield hit for Raines. Raines is aboard. Raines is aboard. Nolan is not a particularly good thrower behind the plate. Raines is going to try and steal. He stole second. Oliver with a chance to drive in Raines from second base and tie this game. The pitch to Oliver. He lifts one to right. That's going to be Renicky, who's back. This one carrying. It's to the wall, and Renicky's got it. That retires the side in the third. Palmer takes a big sigh of relief, and we go to the fourth with Baltimore leading 1-0. In the Baltimore fourth, it'll be Cal Ripken, Gary Renicky, and Joe Nolan. The pitch to Ripken is a shot down the line. It's past Wallach. Ripken with a leadoff double here in the fourth. Renicky steps to the plate. Again, a chance to drive in a big run for the Orioles. And again, a grounder to third. That's Wallach. That'll hold Ripken at third. At second, sorry, it'll hold Ripken at second. And Wallach makes the play across to Oliver for the first out of the inning. We have one down. Joe Nolan is batting. And the Oriole catcher hits a fly ball to center. This is going to be Andre Dawson. Coming in a few steps, Ripken will not attempt to tag and go to third, and it's Glenn Gulliver stepping to the plate with 2 outs. Ripken on second, and the pitch. Ball 4, he walked Gulliver. Gulliver with a hit and a walk today. And we have 2 on. Ripken at second, Gulliver at first for center fielder Al Bumbry. Big pitch in this game. And Bumbry hits a fly ball to center. This is going to be Dawson. And Dawson comes in and makes the catch. That's 3 outs in the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and Baltimore is leading 1-0. Palmer will face the heart of the Montreal order. It'll be Dawson, Carter, and White here in the bottom of the 4th. The pitch to Dawson is a fly ball to right. That's Renicky for the first out of the inning. Gary Carter steps in against Palmer. Carter hits one hard to left. Way back. Is this going to tie the game? Yes, it is. A home run to left by Gary Carter. It's 1-1. And Jerry White steps in against Palmer. White hits a fly ball to left. This is Lowenstein moving toward the line, and he's going to make the play. That's 2 outs. And Warren Cromartie. Cromartie swings and misses for strike 3. That retires the side in the 4th, but a home run by Gary Carter ties us up at 1. We go to the 5th. It'll be Dower, Singleton, and Murray for the Orioles. Rich Dower, the second baseman. Charlie Lea's grade reduces to a C at this point. They're watching him closely, and it's a base hit for Dower. Nope, it's not. Cut off by Oliver. Oliver flips to Lee, and they get Dower at first. That's 1 out in the 5th. Singleton. Kenny Singleton has a fly ball to right. That's Warren Cromartie for 2 outs. Nobody on. 2 outs for Eddie Murray. Eddie's 0 for 2 today. And he just swung and missed at a Lee offering for strike 3. That retires the side in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Facing Palmer will be Wallach, Spire, and Flynn for Montreal. 1-1, we're tied in a tense game 6. The pitch to Wallach is a called strike 3. That's Palmer's 3rd strikeout on the day, and there's 1 gone in the 5th. The pitch to Chris Spire, the shortstop for Montreal, is a fly ball to left. That's Raines for 2 outs, and Doug Flynn steps in. 0 for 1 today. Ground out to Gulliver back in the 3rd. And Flynn taps one to center. Bumbry's going to have to come in. He does and makes the play for the 3rd out in the 5th. That retires the side. We go to the 6th. Baltimore and Montreal tied up at 1. In the 6th inning, facing Lee will be Lowenstein, Ripken, and Renicky for Baltimore. John Lowenstein hits one high and deep. This one's way back. Cromartie to the wall, and it's gone. 2-1, Baltimore. And now we're going to see some action in the Expos bullpen. It's going to be Bryn Smith warming up. And Also, Bill Lee will warm up in the bullpen for Montreal. Smith and Lee, double barrel action, warming in the bullpen for Montreal. In the meantime, with nobody out in the 6th, Baltimore has taken a 2-1 lead. There's nobody on base, and Cal Ripken Jr. is at the plate. Cal hits a base hit. He's aboard with a single. Renicky steps in against Lee, who is clearly tiring. It's a ground ball to second. That's Flynn, but Ripken was on the move with the pitch. He will advance, and Flynn makes the play to first. There's 2 outs. There's 1 out. Ripken's on second, and Joe Nolan will be the batter. They're going to let Lee go one more. Batter, maybe. Nolan steps in. Charlie Lea to the belt. Looks at Ripken. The pitch. And Nolan hits a smash to Oliver. Oliver knocks it down, but can't make a play. That's going to advance Ripken to third. And we have runners at first and third for Glenn Gulliver. That's going to do it for Charlie Lea. We're going to see a relief pitcher. At this point, Bill Lee will be the reliever for Charlie Lea. And Glenn Gulliver will step in to face him. There's 1 out, and Gulliver's at the plate. We have runners at first and third. The Expos are going to play in to try and cut the runoff at the plate. There's 1 out. The infield is in, and Gulliver is at the plate. The pitch from Bill Lee to Glenn Gulliver is a ground ball to short. The infield is in. And what that does is that'll hold the runner at third as Spire makes the play across to Oliver. Nolan moves up to second base, and it's going to be Al Bumbry with runners on second and third. Has Ripken on third, Nolan at second, and there's 2 outs. Bill Lee facing Al Bumbry. Big moment in this game. The Baltimore Orioles lead 2-1. The pitch to Bumbry is a fly ball to right. Is Cromartie going to get there? He's coming in, and he makes the play. The Orioles have a chance to add an insurance run. They do not. They settle for the solo homer by John Lowenstein, leading off the 6th, and they now lead the game 2-1. The Expos in the bottom of the 6th have Tim Raines, Al Oliver, and Andre Dawson coming to the plate. And we'll see how they do. There is no action in the Baltimore bullpen at this time. The fly ball to center field by Raines is going to be caught by Bumbry, and there's 1 out. Al Oliver hits a ground ball to short. That's Ripken, who's going to make the play to first for 2 outs. And we now have Andre Dawson coming to the plate. The Hawk is 0 for 2 today. And he's going to be 0 for 3. Ground ball to second. That's Dower. Dower throws to Oliver. And we're done in the 6th. The Orioles are clinging to life with a 2-1 lead going to the 7th inning. And what are they going to do here? They're going to let Lee face Dower. Bryn Smith is still working in the Expos bullpen. The pitch to Rich Dower from Bill Lee is a fly ball to left. This has a chance. Rains to the wall, and it's gone. Rich Dower has hit a home run off Bill Lee, and it's 3-1 Expos. Or 3-1 Orioles, my pardon. 3-1 Baltimore. Ken Singleton against Lee. The pitch to Ken is a base hit. That's going to do it for Lee, as Eddie Murray is going to walk to the plate. Bryn Smith is coming on, and it's 3-1 Baltimore. Bryn Smith will face Eddie Murray. Smith is a C reliever at home, and he will face Murray with Singleton on first. The pitch to Eddie is a walk. He walked him. There's 2 on with nobody out, and John Lowenstein at the plate. That's going to get Fryman and another couple of relievers going. It's going to be Fryman and David Palmer warming up in the bullpen for the Expos. Lowenstein homered in the 6th. He's 1 for 3. There's nobody out. The Orioles with a great chance to blow this thing open. Lowenstein draws a walk. The bases are loaded. Bryn Smith has walked 2 in a row. Cal Ripken Jr. The Expos defense moves in again. The pitch to Ripken. They're going to play for the play at the plate. The pitch to Cal is a fly ball to center. That's Dawson. Singleton is tagging. He is not a fast man. Dawson's going to throw to the plate. Singleton bluffs a move and returns to third. He's not speedy. There's 1 out, and Renicky is due. Manager Jim Fanning has seen enough, and so we're going to have a new pitcher. It's going to be David Palmer coming on to face Gary Renicky. Gary Renicky is 0 for 3 today. Palmer is an A-plus reliever, A-plus pitcher at home. Renicky is at the plate. The bases are loaded, and the Expos infield is in. The pitch is a strikeout. Renicky strikes out against Palmer with 2 outs, and the bases loaded. Joe Nolan steps in. He's 1 for 3. David Palmer to the belt. The Expos defense is at normal depth with 2 outs. The pitch, and we have an error check. With the bases loaded and 2 outs. It's 96. It's hit to right field. It's Cromartie. Cromartie drops the ball. He drops the ball. Nolan is on first. Runners will score from third and from second. That's going to get Lowenstein all the way to third. And with 2 outs, the Expos have scored, or the Orioles, have scored 3. It's 5-1 Montreal. And Glenn Gulliver comes to the plate. They could go to the left-hander Fryman in the bullpen, but they're going to wait. Palmer with runners at first and third. David Palmer with runners at first and third. To the belt. The pitch to Gulliver is smacked into the right field corner. That's going to score Lowenstein, and it's going to send Nolan all the way to third base. It's 6-1, Baltimore. Bumbry coming on, and with no choice, they're going to go to Woody Fryman. The Expos pitching has fallen apart here in the 7th. And they're trying to keep in this game to keep a chance to win this thing in 6, but it's slipping away. Ray Burris is warming up now for the Expos. And Fryman is on the mound. Al Bumbry with 2 outs, runners at second and third, facing the left-hander Fryman. Fryman is a D pitcher at home. And Al Bumbry hits a fly to right. This is going to be another chance for Cromartie, and he caught this one, but the damage is done. The Baltimore Orioles score 4 in the 7th inning and take a 6-1 lead over Montreal in Game 6. They are looking to play Game 7 tomorrow. For Montreal, we're in the bottom of the 7th now. Gary Carter is the leadoff hitter. It'll be Carter, White, and Cromartie. Palmer needs to finish the job. It's a fly ball to left. This will be Lowenstein, and that's 1 out. Jerry White strikes out against Palmer. That's 2 outs. And Warren Cromartie the pitch to Warren is a ground ball to short. That's going to be Ripken. Ripken throws to Murray, and the side is retired in the 7th. We go to the 8th, and the Orioles have an impressive 6-1 lead over Montreal. The batters for Baltimore will be Dower, Singleton, and Murray. Dower, leading off, he's 2 for 4. He homered last inning. He's also got a double in this game. The pitch from Fryman to Dower is lifted to right. That's Cromartie, who comes in a few steps, and there's 1 down. Ken Singleton steps to the plate. He's 2 for 4 with a ribby and a run scored. The pitch to Kenny is a fly ball to left. This will be Raines, 2 down, and that's going to do it for Fryman. Fanning is going to bring in Ray Burris to face Eddie Murray. Burris did not have a good season with the Expos in real life, and he is an E pitcher at home. An E pitcher at home, as you can see, and he is on to face Eddie Murray in the 8th. The pitch to Murray is a chopper to second. That's going to be Flynn, who comes in and makes the play for the 3rd out. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and the Orioles still nursing a 6-1 lead. Tim Wallach is the batter. Storm Davis is warming up in the bullpen for Baltimore, just in case something happens. And so is John Flynn. John Flynn and Storm Davis are warming up in the bullpen for Baltimore. The pitch to Wallach from Jim Palmer is a swing and a miss. Wallach goes down on strikes. He's 0 for 3 today. Chris Spire batting second this inning. He's the Expos shortstop. The pitch to Chris is a base hit. A base hit for Spire with 1 out in the 8th. Doug Flynn will be hit for. Batting for Doug Flynn will be Terry Francona. Terry Francona will hit for Flynn in the 8th inning. He's a left-handed batter. There's 1 out. There's 1 on. Palmer is still in for Baltimore. The pitch is a bouncer to Murray. Murray to Ripken. Ripken back to Palmer, and we have a double play to kill the inning for Montreal. Going to the 9th inning, we'll need a new second baseman. That's going to be Mike Gates. Mike Gates will be the new second baseman for Montreal. He will bat 9th. And Ray Burris is still on for the Expos on the mound. John Lowenstein, Cal Ripken, and Gary Renicky will be your batters. Lowenstein leading off the 9th inning. The Orioles leading 6-1. The pitch to John is a base hit up the middle. Lowenstein's on. He's 2 for 4. Cal Ripken Jr. is 2 for 3. He doubled back in the 4th. Burris to the belt. The pitch to Ripken. He strikes him out. There's 1 down. Gary Renicky with 1 out. And Renicky's 0 for 4. And he struck out in the 7th. The pitch to Gary is a fly ball to left. Rain's drifting back, and he makes the catch. 2 down, and Joe Nolan, the batter for Baltimore. And look at Joe Nolan with another hit. He slaps this one deep, really deep. Really deep, Dawson to the wall, and it's gone. And Joe Nolan, with a fist pump, has given the Orioles an 8-1 lead in Game 6. Glenn Gulliver is up at bat with 2 outs. We have a rare play with nobody on. A rare play with nobody on. Ball 2. Ball 2 for Gulliver. Not very rare. Gulliver's 2 for 3 today with a run scored and a double and a walk. And Glenn Gulliver hits a single to right. Bumbry coming on with 2 outs and a man on first. Bumbry swings at the pitch from Burris. And that's going to be extra bases. Bumbry slaps a double, and it's 2nd and 3rd with Rich Dower coming up. There's no action in the Expos bullpen. 2 outs. Gulliver on 3rd. Bumbry on 2nd. And the Expos leading 8-1. The pitch to Dower is swung on and chopped to Oliver, who will take it to first base himself. And that retires the Orioles in the 9th, but not before they add 2 more, and now have an 8-1 lead over Montreal. Palmer is coming out for the 9th inning Palmer is coming out for the 9th inning. Let's see what the Orioles are going to do about their bullpen. It's going to be Doug Flynn and Tippy Martinez throwing in the bullpen in case Palmer gets in trouble or in case Earl just decides to make a move. Raines will lead off the 9th inning. The pitch to Raines is a ground ball to short. That's Ripken. Ripken to Murray, and that's 1 out. Oliver steps to the plate. Al Oliver is 1 for 3 today. And Al Oliver, the Expos aren't dead yet. This one's going to roll to the wall past Rinicky. And Oliver stops at second with a double. Dawson comes to the plate. The Expos have 1 on and 1 out. The pitch to Andre. And that's trouble. That's ball 4. And now we're going to see a new pitcher. That's going to do it for Palmer. And we're going to see John Flynn. John Flynn is on to face Carter. He is replaced in the Baltimore bullpen by Storm Davis, warming up for the 2nd time today. So, 1st and 2nd, 1 out. The Expos trail 8-1. Gary Carter steps to the plate for Montreal. He homered in the 4th for the Expos' only run. He's 1 for 3 today. The pitch to Carter. Ball 2. Ball 2. No strikes. Carter, the veteran. It's a ground ball to short. Nope. Strikes out. Sorry, fouled that ball off his foot and takes a called 3rd strike for the 3rd strike. And it's 2 outs. Jerry White coming to the plate. Jerry White, 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. There's 2 men on. The pitch to Flynn, or from Flynn to White, is ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Jerry White. And White strikes out, swinging for the 3rd out in the 9th inning. The ball game's over. And the Baltimore Orioles stay alive with an 8-1 thrashing, although it was close for 6 innings, of the Montreal Expos. Let's look at the totals. For the victorious Baltimore Orioles, they scored 8 runs on 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 hits. That's the most hits by either team in the series. And they committed no errors. For Montreal, 1 run on 4 hits, and they committed 1 disastrous error by Warren Cromartie in right field. The winning pitcher for Baltimore is Jim Palmer. And Jim, excuse me, Jim Palmer looking for my records here. Jim Palmer is now 2-0. The losing pitcher is Charlie Lea. And Charlie Lea is now 0-1 in the series. There is no save in the ball game. For the pitching stats for the Orioles, Jim Palmer went 8 1/3. He allowed 4 hits, 1 run, 1 home run. The run was earned. He walked 2 Expo batters, but really was in command the whole way, and struck out 4. John Flynn went 2/3 of an inning, struck out both men he faced, and finished off the Expos. The pitching for Montreal was not good. Charlie Lea went 5 1/3. He was in trouble really the whole way, but escaped a lot of damage. So he allowed 6, 7, 8 hits. He allowed only 2 runs. Both were earned. He walked 2 batters and struck out 2, 3, and allowed 1 home run. Bill Lee came on. He pitched 2/3 of an inning. He allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 home run. Didn't strike out or walk anybody. Then Bryn Smith came on. He walked 2 men, got 1 man out, so he pitched 1/3 of an inning, allowed 2 runs, no hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts, no homers. Then they brought on David Palmer, and David Palmer pitched 1/3 of an inning. He 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and was damaged by the Cromartie error in right. Then they brought on Woody Fryman, who pitched 1 inning, 1, 2, 3, and finally Ray Burris went 1 1/3, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 1 strikeout, and 1 home run. That's what you call disaster. So we're looking now at Game 7. And the starters for Game 7, again in Olympic Stadium in Montreal. Could be a lot of people. For Montreal, it's going to be Scott Sanderson. Scott Sanderson pitched and won, I want to say. No, I'm sorry, he lost Game 3 against Palmer. He was the losing pitcher in Game 3. He will be the starting pitcher for Montreal in Game 7. Again, it's an all-hands-on-deck scenario. For the Orioles, going to be an interesting choice for Weaver. He's going to take a look and see, but it could be any one of, I guess, 3 people. It could be Dennis Martinez, could be Scott McGregor, and it could even be Mike Flanagan, although I really think it's probably down to McGregor and Martinez for the Orioles, for their starting pitcher. Going to be a dramatic Game 7. We look forward to seeing you. Again, this is a best of 7 game replay, and we're going to play all 7. The games are tied 3 games apiece between Montreal and Baltimore. The game engine we're using, Pine Tar Baseball, ttlbaseballgame.com, ttlbaseballgame.com. If you're interested, please click like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll be playing Game 7 tomorrow on this same channel. We look forward to seeing you. Thanks for watching, and so long, everybody.